Hello and welcome to Once Upon a Galaxy. I'm Rowan. Astrid's napping upstairs. And let's get into it, if it loads. And we will get offered Mind Mimic, Merryweather and Styx. I don't think I've done a Mind Mimic game for this season, so let's give it a whirl. We'll recruit the Itsy Bitsy Spider into the Daughter of Athena, and we will rotate into a very similarly statted board, but thankfully the combat runs out in our favour. We'll pick up the Slappy into a Dragonling, and we will lose at least a half heart, courtesy of Lollipop Fairy, on a Tajima. We go down to 2 hearts, but we will at least find ourselves a Destiny, and hopefully the Jill Sunshine should be enough to keep us at 2 hearts on this turn. We tie with Jampot on Galileo, and we'll pick up the Daughter of Athena into the Young Hercules. Now, unfortunately, these aren't the spiciest treasures you could work with, boons, but we will find ourselves a twin shot, and I suppose now we can just try and play towards getting ourselves the Hunt Treasure bounty board. We'll half-heart Hikikomori, and we will recruit this Tin Man for good measure, and I think I will risk TLKing it just to see if we get ourselves an early copy of Kagutsuchi. We'll tie again with Autoraft, and we will proc Dragonling, getting the bounty contract, which is just fantastic, and a boon of Baba Yaga. Tough to see the support go here, but the Sunflare is just strictly better. We will proc both of our boons of Artemis, and we will get a decent amount of progress on Mort, but unfortunately not quite completing it just yet. We'll get ourselves 6 Heartseeker bows, and recruit ourselves a Wicked Witch now that the front line is more than capable of holding its own. We'll rotate into Excellent again, but this time they aren't going to be full-hearting us. Get out of here with that nonsense. We get Revenge, but we only half-heart them. But we will take ourselves a Gilded Lily, and then we get the option of another boon of Baba Yaga or a boon of the Fates. I'm going to take the boon of the Fates here, just to try and get ourselves some extra shops should the situation arise. We'll recruit the White Whale on the off chance we get ourselves something like a trash can full of strawberries, and then we'll rotate again into Hikikomori. The White Whale goes down and gives us both a common treasure, but unfortunately they have hidden treasure room, very impolite of them. A very awkward one with the Jasmine, since we don't get to keep her and the Scarecrow and the White Whale on the board, but we will proc Crystal for a secret rare treasure, and we will tie with Autoraft. We'll take ourselves the Thousand Sword plus Crystal's Ball, and we will see what boons we get our hands on, and the answer is Boon of Artemis and Boon of Santa. No real love for Boon of Zhang just yet, but I will recruit the Sorcerer's Mop just for the sake of procking the Scarecrow. We'll take ourselves a Styx and a Osiris, and I'm going to leave Young Herc in the front here just so it doubles its attack during combat when we proc the Boon of Artemis. Gonna pass on Puxatawny Phil, never been the biggest fan of that unit. And we go to combat against Excellence again, doubling Herc's power to 2000. When it comes off the 1000 sword slot, it will go back to 1000 and change, but more importantly, we kickstarted it into basically being a fireball. We become Tajima, which is pretty much inconsequential, but not really a problem per se. Just not really all that exciting. We'll get ourselves an Anubis, and then we get offered Kagutsuchi, but it's a little late to try and get her over the line. Then we get offered ourselves a Jasmine Dragon, and I think I'm going to take it just because it makes our positioning a little better with Destiny, and it is guaranteed to proc with the drop years. We'll get ourselves a Guinevere, and she will give us another secret rare treasure. We'll rumble with the young Herc. The Gwyn will attack into the Captain Hook, and we will half-heart Hikikomori. We'll get ourselves a Bottled Starlight and a Doubling Cube, and then we'll just pick ourselves up Boon of Artemis and Boon of Bahamut, albeit in the wrong order if we are to complete a quest here. We'll complete the Shipshape Inspector, get ourselves a Boon of the Pauper, Boon of the Sticks, and then back Ladai and Melody's Lute, again in the wrong order because I simply refuse to play my cards right. We'll cast a spell on the Sorcerer's Mop, not that it really matters, and I suppose I will just replace the Conan for the sake of getting the treasures up front. Turns out Otterraft has 2 hearts, so maybe that was a bit presumptuous, but it looks like we should be fine against this board. With our mittens, our summon should be relatively equivalent, and it does not look like they have a double summon effect themselves. They proc a Boon of Osiris, but unclear if that's going to be reflective of their own game, and we will also become a Nagale. We'll get ourselves 3 Heartseeker's bows, and then we will ponder a Spirit of Vengeance, which is definitely better than our little Puss in Boots. Curious if I even want the Spirit of Vengeance more than I want another unit, and I think I'll just replace young Hercules since we have the mop and just the extra points of contact with the Boon of Osiris. The Boon of Osiris will give us the option of finding a Gilded Mischief, which alongside the mittens should be enough to tidy up any board we come up against that doesn't have the same volume of summons modifiers that we have. Summoning the Mischief off of our Astral Navigator allows us to KO Otterraft and take this one home. Alright, thanks very much, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.